Hi guys, today I want to make a video ranking all of Shopify's free themes available from their online theme store. I get asked a lot which themes I recommend for beginners to Shopify, and I wanted to make this video as sort of a comprehensive guide to choosing a theme, and then also give my reviews of all the different free themes that are available through Shopify right now. All right, so the first theme I'm going to be reviewing, guys, is the Express theme. So if we go ahead and, we can go on Shopify's themes and we look at this Express theme. The first thing that you guys want to be doing when you're looking at themes is you definitely want to read these features here. Shopify has a vested interest in you picking the correct theme for your site. If you don't pick the correct theme for your site, you're going to have a bad experience. Your site won't perform as well as it could. And ultimately, like Shopify, you're going to stop running a Shopify site and Shopify is not going to get paid. So they put a lot of effort into making sure that these are relevant to the theme and really inform you about what's going on with the theme. So yeah, with Express, in my experience, definitely this is definitely the case. It's definitely optimized around one-page stores. It used to not even have support for menus, like it didn't even have a header menu bar, like it didn't even have support for that. Now it does have support for that, but you can still definitely tell that with this theme, it's really focused on one-page stores. They say mobile first design. Generally, all the themes you find on Shopify are going to have very good mobile experiences because, in my experience, around 50% of your web traffic is going to be mobile. So it's at least as important, if not more important, to design for mobile. Now we have this quick buy. So one of the little quirks with this theme is a lot of themes, they'll have a dedicated cart page. This theme does not have a dedicated cart page. And you'll see this later. The slide out cart, a lot of themes have that. Built for small catalogs. Yeah, this is another thing is like you don't want, like if your site has tons of, like let's say you run a clothes store or something and you have just tons and tons of products, right? This is not going to be a great theme for you because it's very small catalogs. Or it's optimized around having extremely tiny catalogs, right? And finally, featured collections on homepage. I mean, that's like every theme, so I don't even know why they put that there. If we go to the reviews tab here, we can see that 30% of the people that use this theme find it positive. As you'll see, that's sort of on the lower end for these themes. If we go in and we can go ahead and view the demo store, you can see it has this banner up here, this alert. A lot of the themes have that. You can see no menu up here. That's what I want you guys to remember. This theme is designed around one-page stores. You can see they have like sort of this grocery store, or this I think is, so this is like probably around like a takeout restaurant or something like that, where you can go and order this stuff and then get it delivered to you, or maybe you come and pick it up or whatever. But one thing I want you guys to note is like you'll see. So if I click on this, right, it doesn't even take me to a product page. Right, it literally opens up and it has a very small description, right? So like if you're like, let's say you run like you sell like a bunch of like tech gadgets or whatever that have tons of specifications and you need videos and all this like extra information to really sell the product. This is not going to be the theme for you. So one of the cool things about this theme though, it's not in this version, it's in the other style. So if we go to the pantry style, generally the styles of themes are, they're a little bit different or whatever, but generally they're pretty similar. This actually has like an add to cart button straight on the thing here. So I can literally click on this and be like, yeah, I want to get a watermelon. I want to get 2, 3, 4, who knows how many watermelons I want. But the whole point is that basically like right from this page, I can add things to my cart, which is not the case with all the Shopify themes. But once again, very limited in, same sort of pop up with the product or whatever, very limited as far as that goes. So let's go back to the bistro style. Is there anything else I want to point out here? Most of this stuff, it's pretty standard. So let's get into, if we go to my test store, let me go ahead and show just a complete, so we have Express here, right? And I believe this is I forget which is which, but yes, this is the pantry one. One of the things I want to do in this video, guys, is I want to show you all the different sections that you can add for these themes. because I find, if I'm coding a site or whatever and it doesn't have a certain section, and then I'm going to be like, okay, I have to add that section. Is it worth the time when I could just go and pick another theme that actually has that section? So here's the sections. We have custom content. This is pretty standard with like every theme. Custom content, you can just, like put some text. You can add an image. There's other blocks like text, image, products, collections. This is standard with all the different themes. We got a page. So you can insert like a page on your like site. So like I could literally select, let's see, like my return to monkey page or whatever. And, it just basically, this is literally the page. Like I just have the title and I have a description and it'll just put it in there. This is kind of a throwaway feature, to be honest. Like, I don't know when you'd really want to, I guess like if you might want to put some like branding of it, like some description about your brand. So you might be like, okay, like this is my brand, like this is some stuff about my brand. But generally that stuff, like what you guys should understand is people generally like they scan sites more than read them. So like this stuff works much better with that, right? You saw it on their preview. Yeah, on their preview. So you can see like when they're talking about their brand, they're literally like handmade daily, family tradition, right? Like, and people can just scan through this and they get a feel for the brand rather than having to read some massive text thing. Continuing on, basically, we have page, featured collection. That's like every site. That's just this. If we go back to the preview, that featured collections thing is just this here. So they have their fresh meals, their pasta, all this sort of stuff. Yeah, so that's that. Let's see what else. Banner, that's probably the top, or that's like this top thing. So you could, I can select an image. I could go to like free images and hit like, whatever, like, I don't know, like this. And then we go to like the banner and we can say like fresh, like freshly picked or something, and give some sort of description like we freshly pick all our products. We could also have a button here, so we could be like shop now, button link goes to, all products or something. And, generally, that's just sort of how this is going to work. You can customize all these different things. That's the banner. Image with text, that's pretty standard. I'm not going to really go through that because it's super standard. Multi-column, this is, you can, once again, it's just for branding stuff. The more that I poke around with this, like what I would tell you is basically with Express, I think it would work with a very specific sort of site, right? I think the two examples that they give in the demo is like, it's basically be constricted to those types of sites. It would work with like a takeout restaurant, right? Or a delivery restaurant, or like you have like, if you ran like a grocery store or whatever, that was very simple, like didn't have huge inventory or anything like that. I'd consider using this theme. Other than that, though, if you want to do any sort of content marketing on your site, like having a blog or like posting videos or anything like that, this theme is really going to constrain you. And so with, for that reason, first of all, I want to get rid of this D row because generally Shopify, like all the themes are like decent. They're not going to be a D. Like I'm not going to give any of these themes a failing grade, but this theme I would definitely rank as a C tier, just because it's not very versatile. The number of sections that you can add are pretty limited. It doesn't really have much that is really unique to it, other than the which I pointed out earlier, this add to cart, like from this page or whatever. That's kind of unique in being able to add more than one item or whatever. That's kind of unique. So that's Express, guys. Okay, so next thing we're gonna do is Boundless. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with Boundless. I actually made a video about how to make Boundless's menus better. To be honest with you, like their menus are not my favorite. They can work for certain things. One of the things they show in the demo is basically this is great, like great for a clothing store. And yeah, I'd have to agree with them. You can see their menu like doesn't have a drop down. Like there's no ability to have a drop down, right? Which is kind of limiting and annoying in my opinion. We have you can see basically the way Boundless works, or at least this theme on Boundless works, is like instead of the traditional product image and then like the little description or the cost or whatever, it just has that like pops up as a sort of an overlay over the products when you hover over them, which is kind of nice. I mean, it's a nice feel to it. Like it feels like a very modern sort of chic site. We have, they say it's optimized for large images. That's, that's what we're just looking at. Like, yeah, like it's going to literally maximize the amount of space to showcase your products. There's a slideshow with fading effect. That's, a lot of the themes have that. Once again, sticky navigation. This is, basically it means like when you scroll down the page, basically the menu bar comes with you. For the single product gallery, so if we go and check out one of their products, you can see that like the product images are going to be massive for this. So this is like, I would say for Boundless, like if you have extremely good product images and you don't want to mess around with product copy as much, like you basically just want to rely upon, like, I don't know, maybe you're a photographer or something and like maybe you're literally showcasing the actual images you're selling. This might be a great theme for that. Or if your product images speak for themselves and you don't need that much product copy to go along with them, you might consider this theme as well. To me, I think this works, with the clothing. It would work if you're like an artist and you're trying to sell your art. Anything where your product is extremely impressive visually, it might work, and there's not much to say about it, right? But other than that, like if we go back to the example of you're selling like gadgets or whatever, this would be a terrible choice, right? Because the gadget itself, maybe it's visually impressive, but now you need to like add all of this description to it, and you literally don't have the space to do that because there's these massive images and you can't showcase that on your homepage or anything like that. Full width collection, so this is just image. Homepage video, so a lot of themes have the option to add, embed a video into the homepage. Let's see if they have an example of that, because it'd be cool if they had something where it like auto played or like something like that, but yeah, I don't know if they're going to have it. So let's go to the other style. So let's go to Vibrant. Vibrant, yeah, you can see the layout's a little bit different here. Same sort of thing with the products where we're hovering over it and we get the price and whatnot, but not before. Yeah, they don't have any they don't have any examples of it with the video. Once again, it's going to be the same menu where there's no drop down, which is atrocious. I made, in that video that I was talking about, it's sort of like a pseudo drop down that I made. You can click on these and then it'll take you, like if you have sub menus stacked in here, it'll create another menu that has those sub menus. And then if you navigate out of that, it'll go back to the previous menu. So if you do use this theme, you might consider checking out that video that I made. All right, we'll go ahead and customize this. Check out what sections it has. So you can see it has more sections than Express. Custom HTML, this is a really nice section. Like if you need something that's super really custom done and stuff, you're not going to use a custom HTML section like this. But if you just need like something simple, like a simple sort of widget on your site that can be done with custom HTML, it's always good to have this sort of custom HTML section here. Blog posts, this is just going to be like a list of your blog posts. A lot of the themes have this. Basically, it's just going to have the blog post title and then a description of it. What else do we got? Collection list. You can see the collection list, very standard. Featured collection, we have, that's just like what we had, back here with basically like these. Or if we look at this demo, you can see this will be like a featured collection here. It's just a bunch of products. Then we have image with text, very standard. Image side by side with text. Moving on, featured product. This is also standard. It'll just have the product description and then an image. Newsletter. This is, I don't think I saw that on the last theme. This is having a subscribe to the newsletter with a good call to action and a reason to subscribe to your newsletter. I think it's a great thing to have on your homepage, just because you can pick up, some emails here and there and whatnot, and it's like you're never going to say no to emails like that. It's got a map, a lot of them. This is pretty standard for a lot of the Shopify themes. This will just, you can add in, like if I add in an address here, it'll show it on Google Maps, and then you can add like, this is our store's address, these are our hours and whatnot. It's very standard. Rich text here. We have something where you can talk about the brand. I mean, this is like, there's not really a reason to really talk about this much. It's just, it's pretty standard. A lot of themes have this. And then we have a video. Yeah, this is the video I was talking about, guys. This better boundless menus without coding. So I can link that here, actually. So like basically it's just going to embed a YouTube video on your site, which is like, it'd be cool if it auto-played it or something like that, but it's just embedding a video, so it's all right. All right, guys, so really quickly, if we just want to wrap this up with Boundless, you can see that as far as the user reviews go, it gets a 45% positive review rating with 29 reviews. It's a little bit more versatile than Express, obviously. It's a little bit cleaner looking and a little bit nicer, and definitely if you have really good product images, I would consider using it, as long as your products don't need super detailed descriptions about what they are. But yeah, overall I would give it like a B. It's not like, you'll see some of the themes as we go on, I think are much more versatile. And speaking of which, let's move on to the Brooklyn theme. So Brooklyn, I think, is like, honestly, so the theme so far, I'm like, I'm very I'll sleep on them. Like Brooklyn, I would not sleep on. Like it's a really good theme. They say it's made for modern apparel stores. I found you can use it with a lot of different types of sites. It's not just for clothing stuff. It can really be used with a lot of different types of sites. So if we look at Brooklyn, they say it's designed for modern apparel stores. It has a header slideshow, dynamic product grid. You'll see this dynamic product grid is pretty cool. The rest of this, this is basically like a lot of Shopify themes have this. Their slide out cart is kind of nice on this theme as well too. Homepage video, that's just, once again, you're just embedding a YouTube video, which is like, I don't know why that's even it's like a thing. 70% positive reviews with 84 reviews. That's the other thing, is you can see with the reviews here, like 84 people have reviewed this, so you can tell more people are using this probably than the other theme. You got the 70% positive. Generally, people like this theme. I would say like this, not to spoil things, but this debut, simple and venture, I think, and minimal to a certain extent, get the most use from people. If we continue on, let's just like view the demo store for this. So you can see it has like the big takeaways that I want you guys to realize with this is like, so it has this transparent menu. That's sort of its hallmark, is this transparent menu. It has this huge, it's great for this huge slideshow. It has these two, you can switch the slideshow down here, or you can do here, or you can also make it, automatically switch like you'd expect with a site like this. This is the big thing with Brooklyn, is like basically it kind of dynamically adjusts the size of the like featured collections and products, I think. So you can see that most sites, this 5 would be, maybe it would be 5 across, or maybe there would be like 3 here and 2 here, but they'd all be the same size. On Brooklyn, like it'll adjust the size to make them sort of this nice, pleasing like layout like this. It also is very responsive, right? Like you hover your mouse over it, and you get this like where it's it has that black overlay, like half transparent black overlay, and the image zooms. With your products, it's gonna like sort of light them up, like, which I think anytime you have like more responsive images and stuff, it's gonna encourage people to click. What else do we have? So if we want to look at the slide out cart, you just hit add to cart here. Yeah, so you can see like when we hit add to cart here, it just like this thing will come out on the side, and it'll let us know like what's in our cart. We can adjust the number of things. Yeah, you can see full menu here. Like you could have an about page, you could have all your different collections. The other thing with Brooklyn that's nice is, I don't know if they have it showcased here, but no, they don't. Maybe they have it on this playful one. Yeah, they do. So it has I'm not clicking here. It has a hover drop down menu, which is, I find, is like one of the more requested features for people on their sites. Here's one of the cool things. So you can see that these products, will automatically adjust on this playful thing. Yeah, which is really cool. I like the layout here, how it has like this large product and then two smaller ones and then the two small and then the large. I think it just looks like really nice and just breaks things up. If we look at all the different sections we can add, we have custom HTML, blog posts, collection list, feature collection. So there's nothing really out of the ordinary. I do want to show you guys the featured collection, I guess. I want to show you the collection list, because basically, so you can see here, if we have 7 collections, it's going to organize them like this, as opposed to usually most Shopify themes, it would just be like a grid. If we get rid of 2 of these collections, you can see it'll, at 6, it's just a grid. At 5, it goes into this. 3, and I think is just regular, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. I wish they give you a little bit of control over this. So maybe you could have 2 small ones, 1 big one, 2 small. That would be optimal, I think. The other thing to realize about this theme is basically this pop-out cart actually functions as your cart, I believe. So there's no dedicated cart page, I don't think. You just go straight from here to the checkout. All the checkouts for all the themes are the same. The only thing that really differs is the default colors that they have or whatever, but you can change those anyways. You see the product page, it's it has sort of all the different pictures and they're stacked on top of each other. I think it looks really nice with this example that they've given. The other thing is you can see the description here is moving down with the text, right? Which doesn't happen on every theme. Yeah, so overall, guys, I really like this theme. I really like Brooklyn. Honestly, I think it's one of the better themes you can choose. I'm gonna put it as an S. It's it has positive ratings. It has a decent number of features and whatnot. And I think they say it's for an apparel store, but really I think you could use it for almost any store. It's just overall a good theme. Once you get into using a theme, you can add certain customizations to it if you know how to code or you hire someone to code, and you could really take Brooklyn from being a fairly good base starting theme to really being a very usable and functional and clean enterprise theme. All right, guys, so I'm back from lunch, and the next theme I want to rank is the debut theme. So Debut is one of the most popular themes on the Shopify theme store. If we just start out with the reviews, it has 88 reviews, 50% of which are positive. It's kind of, in my mind, it's the most standard. I think it's the default theme. It might still be. I know at one time it was at least the default theme that Shopify starts off sites with. They're switching that, I think, to the Dawn theme, which isn't on this list. Basically, it's an online store 2.0 exclusive theme. I'll have more videos about that in the future. But so basically, debut theme. We can look at the features that they want to highlight in a pickup availability, slideshow. A lot of the themes have that. Predictive search. That basically just means while you're we can look on the live demo store. I mean, while you're typing out whatever, it's gonna start to bring up products. So if I type A, it brings up whatever. Or if I type arm, it's going to still, autocomplete with these armchairs or whatever. Customer testimonials, it's kind of, here's the thing about that is it's a little bit, you're still going to want to get a review app and whatnot so people can leave the reviews, because this is just you literally have to hard code in these reviews. It doesn't add a review system to your store whatsoever. It's just you hard code in this let's say someone left this review on Facebook, you could hard code, type this in, so promotional banner, that is just the top. I think that's just the thing up here where it's there's free shipping at any time or whatever. We got built for small catalogs. Yeah, once again, so this the Express theme, you don't want a huge catalog with this. It's for sites, have, whatever, 10, 20 products or something. Or even fewer. Homepage video, once again, yeah, it's just an embedded video. Product recommendations. This is just on product pages. So when I click one of these, you'll see it's recommending underneath here. It's recommending like if you like this product, you might also like these products. I'm decently sure that this is going in and seeing the tags the product has and using those to show more products. Product filtering we have. So this is just for the product search. Like you'll see if I go to furniture and I click on something like sofas, it'll allow me to sort by best selling alphabetically, price, high to low, date. So I've used Debut a decent amount. You can see it's a very standard like e-commerce theme. I think it's a really good base for a site. I definitely I would, if I were going to use it, right? And when I do use it, I really customize it a ton to make it function in the way that I want and look the way that I want. But yeah, I'd say it's a really good base starting for a store. So basically, you can see that you have this menu. Unfortunately, doesn't have a hover drop down built in. I actually have a video on how you can add a hover drop down to Debut, and I can link that for you guys. Like I'll try to remember to put a card up there right now to link that for you guys. If we look at all the sections it has, you can see it has a ton of sections compared to a lot of the other themes. So we have the custom content. This is literally just like you can add, some text, you can add images, you could add a whole bunch of different things like videos. You could add a product, collection, menu, blog, article, custom HTML. And so Debut, I think more than a lot of the other themes, this custom content section is useful because you can basically build out the page in the way that you want it to appear much more easily than a lot of the other themes because there's so many different types of blocks. And it also has a custom HTML block in the custom content block, which is nice because you can literally be like, okay, this section here, I want this to say, to be whatever, right? I want it to be like some custom thing, right? And so with these custom content blocks, like what you have to realize is like, let's say I add 2 more images or something. What you can do here is so you could either make these like this grid sort of system, or you can make them, you can make them like 33%. You can make, if I made all of these 25, then they're all going to be on the same row here. So yeah, this I think is I really like that Shopify includes things like this because it makes it so that even if you can't code, you can really start to delve into really making your site appear the way you want it to appear. So I think to me, this is one of the best things that Debut has is literally this ability to customize the content so much here. So, but moving on from that, the blog posts, that's pretty standard. It literally just has same thing, just a grid of your blog posts is like every other theme. Collection list, it's going to be very similar to other themes. It's responsive. When you hover over it, I think, we can probably see it here. So yeah. So this is their collection list here on their site. You can see when we hover over it, it has, it has that black semi-transparent overlay, and it has the titles. You can click on any of these. It'll take you to the collections. Very standard for a lot of the themes. What else do we have? We have featured collection. That's literally just going to show a bunch of products here. That's, let's see what that looks like. I don't know if the trending products is going to be a good example of that here. It just has the 3 products. You can make it, I think, up to I'm not even sure. I think 5 products across or something. Yeah, so collections per row. No, wait, I'm on the wrong. Featured collections, products per row. Yeah, you can make it up to 5 products across. You can make different numbers of rows. You could have a show view all button, right? So it's highly customizable. What else do we have? A gallery. That's literally just let's see if they have that here. I don't think they do have that here, but gallery is kind of neat. It's just basically it's sort of like a collection list. It's sort of set up like this, but you can see there's no padding in between the elements. And the other thing is you can literally, so you could link to anything. I could link to blogs, and then if I had my news blog, I could link there, and then I can have a custom image. Yeah, I mean, I like galleries, especially because you can really you can make these huge, you can make them really small. they're pretty nice. So continuing on, we have image with text. That's really standard. Image with text overlay. Yeah, that's just, the side-by-side thing, and then image with text overlay is literally sort of like it's almost like this up here. In fact, no, this is literally this, right? It's an image with a text overlay, and you have an optional button there. So continuing on, you could have a logo list. This is very similar to all the stuff we've been talking about before, but basically this is good for like something like, so many sites now do this where they're like, as featured in, and then like they'll list all the different logos of like, I was featured in XYZ publication, right? What else do we have? So we have slideshow here. This is good for your landing page, like up here. If you have more than one thing to display here, I highly recommend using a slideshow. You can obviously customize like how long it stays on each slide and what's on each slide and buttons and whatnot. Featured products, you have, it's just standard product thing. Newsletter, standard newsletter, sign up, map, standard map, like all the other Shopify themes. Rich text, this is literally just like a little blurb about your brand. I'd almost never use this because I'd probably end up just using custom content if I was going to use that. Testimonials, this is what I was talking about. Like, you can see though, these like it's not like they have a review system for your store or for your products. It's literally like you're gonna have to go in and literally like type in like they have the best monkeys available, like something like that, right? Like you literally have to go and type in these things and then type in the author's name. It'd be nicer if Shopify by default had some sort of review system, because right now you just have to use a review app, and that's that. So continuing on, we have text columns with images. This is, it's similar. Like if you wanted to use the logos, but then you wanted to give blurbs about them, I would use this text column with images. This is literally just images, and then there's text underneath. Very self-explanatory. And then video, once again, this is just gonna be an embedded video. Yeah, so that's all the sections for this. Honestly, so if I'm going to rate debut, if I'm going to rank it, debut, I think for the, like if it weren't for the custom, where did it go? The custom content, I'd probably give it an A, but with this custom content being so many different things here, I'm going to go ahead and give it an S. Although I won't rank it, I'll rank it behind Brooklyn. I really think they should just, like, I have the video to do the hover drop down. I mean, like, why don't they just have that? It's not a hard feature to code in. They could easily support it. The other thing is, if we want to see like what all these look on mobile, you can see it's very, a lot of these just look very similar on mobile. On mobile, this is kind of annoying. I've found is like with this debut, I wish like, so you can see, like, it's like if you have 3 products, it'll put one here, and then one here, which is like, I would love if this were in the middle, or if at least there was an option to center that. Yeah. So same thing with this, like the collections, left, right, left, like left. Let's do left, right, middle, or do like left, right, middle, and then make this full screen, full width, right? It's between an S and an A, honestly, but I'll give it an S just because I've used it on a bunch of sites for a while. All right, guys, so the next theme that I want to review is the minimal theme. So minimal, I think, it's a fairly popular theme. You can see that they say it's a simple, clean design that keeps the focus on your products. I think there's an emphasis on simple with this theme. In my opinion, it's a little too simple. And we're going to get into that a little bit as we look at the demo and whatnot. This stuff is all pretty standard for most Shopify themes. If we go to the reviews, you can see there's 96 reviews, so there's a decent number of people using it. And 82% of the reviews are positive. We go ahead and view a demo store for it. Basically, it has an alert banner up here that has the card and the search here. We've got our header here. It looks like this might be a transparent header. You can see it's just a very simplistic theme, right? Like we've got our sort of slideshow here. Your products, this is just a featured collection. This is like some featured blog posts or whatever. And this is just a featured product here. So you can see it's fairly simplistic. If we go and look at the different theme styles, very similar. These are once again just now we have featured collections. I believe this is a featured collection. But you can see that it's just very simplistic. This does have a hover drop down on this version of the theme. One of the other things that I want you guys to note is like if you go into the reviews and you're like, you see their demo sites and they're not doing it for you, because obviously they're going to set up their demo sites to look really, really nice for each theme. What you can do is if you want to see how like other people have implemented these, you can look in the reviews, and a lot of times people will either post their URL will be in the title, like this one, this giftfavs.store here, or the URL will be down in the reviews. So we're on my demo store now, and I'm just going to take a look at all the different sections you can add to the homepage. So if we go ahead and customize our homepage, you can see that we can add custom HTML. It's great. I like themes that have that. Blog posts, collection lists, featured collections, gallery. This stuff is all very standard. Guys, this is a very standard theme. Honestly, if you're going to use this theme, you're probably going to have to customize it a decent amount or download a decent number of apps to really get a sort of unique look and feel of your site. I think I would rate minimal. Like there's not that much to say about this theme. I don't know when I would ever use this rather than Debut or a Brooklyn or some of the other themes that we're going to get to. I really don't know when I would use this because I think it's just very simple, very versatile, but I think that comes at the expense of them not making enough decisions as far as really like sort of pinholing the theme down into being really effective at doing a thing. It's just sort of a general thing. And while that can be good, I think it's just not as good as some of the other general themes like Brooklyn or Debut. So I'm going to go ahead and give it, I think it's between a B and an A. I would say, I'll give it a B. I'd rate it above Boundless because I'm not a fan of Boundless's menus. But overall, I think that it's not my preference. I know that there are a lot of people that do like this theme. The other thing that I was reading in some of these reviews is people are saying the theme is really slow. That's another thing to keep in mind when you're choosing a theme, guys, is some of these themes, most of them, if you get them from the Shopify store, most of them are going to be very performant. But some of their page speed times will be slower than others. All right, guys, so the next theme that I want to review is the narrative theme. Basically, I find narrative works really well if you're building a store that's centered around a single product, right? Or, a single product that has multiple variants, right? And you'll see, like, as we go into the demo stores and we start to look at the sections and whatnot, you'll see what I'm talking about. So, they say it's built for small catalogs. This hero video, basically it has a really nice section on the homepage where you can put a full screen video that theoretically should autoplay depending on your visitor's browser / whether they're using an ad blocker or not. A lot of themes, they have the option to embed videos, but they don't have the big, like, impressive full screen experience on a desktop. They say designed for visual storytelling. Yeah, that's the name narrative. Fixed navigation, that's just referring to this, like, instead of having a menu bar, it just has this hamburger, and you'll see as we get into looking at the demo site, we'll see that more. Vertical slideshow, that's better shown than said, so we'll just wait until we get into the demo to show that. And then the wide layout, basically this theme looks really good on desktops. This theme, more than a lot of the other themes, free themes on Shopify, makes use of, having that huge width on a desktop. So if we get into looking at some of the demo stores, you can see this is just their earthy theme style. So you can see it basically has, it's pretty standard for a lot of themes. They just have a sort of an image, a huge image, and then they have, the title and a button or whatever. That's pretty standard. But this is what I was talking about with this hamburger icon. You hover over it, gives you a little animation. You click that. It opens up and you can see now we have our menu here, right? So if you want a, across the screen menu, this is not the theme for you. But if you're fine with having this, transparent header with with the hamburger, that's good. And the other thing to note is this is like a semi-sticky header, because basically when you're scrolling down, it's not there. As soon as you scroll back up, we can access the menu again. So anyway, so if we go down here, you know, this is just image with text. That's really standard. This is this full screen video that I was talking about before. It's just some text. This is a gallery here. I'm sure these have the option where you could link something here. Right now they don't have anything linked on these images, but you probably could link something here. This, you can see, this is this vertical slideshow that you know, it's talking about here, where basically you scroll down and the right side of the screen is scrolling, the left side seems to say the same. This is really great. You can showcase all the different variants of your product. You know, that's one of the reasons this is such a great theme for a single product store. So what else do we have? A featured product here. If we go and look at, the other thing I wanted to show you guys really quickly is if we look at one of these product pages, you can see, so it has this image here. When we hover over it, it'll zoom into the image. You know, title, buttons, standard stuff. We have the description. And then, you know, if we add this to cart, let's see what happens. It has a sidebar cart. I don't think it has a dedicated cart page. It has this sidebar cart. You can see that down here, if you have really good product images, you might consider using this theme, just because the product images are really showcased with this theme. The other thing that this theme, you know, this theme supports having like sort of 3D models. It'll take a while to load, and depending on what browser or the speed of your computer or whatnot, you know, it will. So I've just zoomed in like a ton, but you can see that basically I'm sort of clicking and dragging this, and it's rotating the stroller. So it's giving me, you know, like you can really bring your product to life if you have this 3D model for your customer. So you can see that this is like a video that I've clicked on. If we go check out the other theme styles, you can see they're very similar. The only difference is this sort of, you know, this is like one of these slideshows, but the way they have it set up is basically such that like these down here are the different slides. So you can click this and this view more button will pop up, and you know, we go to the other slide when we click these. So so that's kind of neat, because that's pretty unique to this theme. You can see that there's those CSS transitions on some of the like decoration here, where this like wasn't there, and then I scrolled down and it sort of grew out of nowhere. It has a review carousel, which basically you're still gonna have to enter the reviews. You're still gonna have to type them in yourself, but you know, it'll do this thing where it like is fading them in and out. It's kind of nice. You can see that another CSS transition there. This is just a vertical slideshow. Yeah, so that's everything on this theme. You know, the different themes are very, for all the different theme styles for all the Shopify themes, they're all very similar. You can just see the different like things that they've done with these types of sites. And I think that's useful for you guys to see, is just like see what they've, like for instance, this theme style specifically, I think with the product that they have it lined up with and everything, I think, you know, I could see this site converting very well. Yeah, so I think that narrative is basically really good for single product sites. Like if you're just selling a single product and you really want to make a landing page for that product and like really explain a ton about the brand and the product and whatnot, and then have a call to action at the bottom, you know, I think it's great. It's a great option for that. If you're looking at doing like content marketing and like really getting into building out your site like to a huge degree, and like you want to have a huge catalog, I wouldn't recommend narrative. So we're on my test site, and we're going to take a look at all the different sections you can add to the homepage. Most of these sections for most Shopify themes are pretty similar. You know, you can see here that we have the different slides, right, that we can, like I was showcasing before with the warm theme. You can see, you know, we can make custom content. That's pretty standard for a lot of the themes. You can literally kind of customize the layout of the section really well. I find that's really useful. So if you guys haven't given that a try with your themes, I would definitely give that a try. With the testimonials, we're still gonna have to type these in. It's not like it adds review functionality to the website. Let's see with the header if we can make it non-transparent. I think we can, right? So we can click this, yeah, and it becomes non-transparent. If we click that, we can change the color of the icons and whatnot. We can show an announcement. That's pretty standard. We could show our social icons. Right now I don't have those set up, so they're not going to show, but they'd probably be here or something. I would say basically with narrative, if I'm going to rank it, I'd say, I'm going to give it an S because it's the only theme so far that we've really seen that would work extremely well for a single product site. But other than that, it's not as versatile, obviously, as like Brooklyn or Debut. But because they've pinholed it down to doing one thing, I think it really does that one thing well. So I'm going to give it an S, but I'll rank it behind Brooklyn and Debut. All right, guys. So the next theme that I want to review is the Simple theme. So there's two big features that Simple has that not a lot of other Shopify themes have. So with Simple, it stays true to its name. It's a very simple theme. We can go ahead and look at the demo right here. One thing to note is you saw those products sort of bubble up the page or whatever. That's like an animation that they have coded into your product, your featured product section. You can see, so that's one thing that's different about this theme. The other thing that is sort of unique to this theme is it has a sidebar menu. So you can see right across the side here on all these different theme styles, there's several options for different categories for or collections for your products. These can be anything really. This just serves as your menu. Most of the themes will have the menu across the top. This has the menu on the side. If we want to go ahead and look at a product page, you can see this is super simple product page. You have the image, the title, some add to cart buttons along with some selectors. You can select the different product images here. And then you have a description, and then you have the recommended products at the bottom of the screen. So if we look at the reviews, you can see that there's 29 reviews, so there's not as many people that use this theme, but of the people that do use it, 86% rate it positively. Ultimately, we're gonna get into like the sections and whatnot on my test site, but my feeling about Simple is I think that it's none of these themes are bad, obviously, but to me, Simple, I think, is a little bit too simple, and I can't really see, I would never recommend this theme to someone over, another theme. I think if you were going to do a clothes shop like this, you'd honestly be better off going with, Brooklyn for sure. Maybe even Boundless over this, to be quite honest with you. There's not much opportunity to do any sort of branding or any sort of telling your story about your brand or anything like that. All right, so here we are on my test site, and so let's go ahead and see what sections we can add to the homepage on Simple. So you can see there's not as many sections on this theme as a lot of the other themes. We still have our custom HTML, which is great. We could add a blog post. This is just very standard for Shopify. Let's see what else. Collection lists. Featured collections, featured banner, image with text. Let me see if there's anything particular I want to point out. The embedded video, it's not a full screen thing. It's just bound to the where all the other sections are bound to. For the header, we can't add any sort of menu here. For the sidebar, let's see what sorts of options there are there. Nothing. So it's just the menu. Yeah, overall, I would say Simple. Honestly, I'm gonna give it a B. I mean, I think that it's pretty versatile. You could use it for a lot of different types of stores. I don't know why you'd really want to use it for any of your stores though, because the name says it all, right? It's so simple, right? And there's not really much, I don't think you could really do that much with it. I wouldn't choose this theme really for anything. But that's just my own opinion. If you guys, disagree with me, let me know in the comment section below. Perhaps you have a great website. I'd love to see an example of a site that's a really good site that uses Simple. So the next theme I want to do is the Supply theme. So Supply, you can see it says it's built for large catalogs, and this is the first theme we've checked out that says that. Collection filtering in sidebar, slideshow, featured collections on homepage. All right, so this one seems to be, they're pitching it as basically that it's really good for large catalogs. So yeah, so you can see this site, for instance, sells it sells cameras and all camera equipment and all this stuff, right? So yeah, you can see that it has a lot of options as far as like when we come to the homepage, it has this slideshow here, but then we also have like all these collections. We have like this section that features all these collections. We have a featured collection itself. This is another featured collection, I believe. This sort of looks like yeah. So if we go to Best Buy, you can see it's sort of a similar type of thing, just like these huge collections, right? So yeah, so I think something like that. Like if you have, let's see what one of the other, what's the other thing? So this is for watches in like leather, so it's like it's sort of like a apparel store. To see what the reviews say for this, so it's 60% positive and 57% reviews. I'd say like overall it's a decent looking theme. It might be a little bit it's a little plain. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot of like animations going on or any like we'll see when we get into the sections, but it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of things that are super unique to this theme. But if you do have a large catalog, you might consider using this theme. All right, so let's see if we can customize this and find any sections that are unique to supply. So, it looks like we have, so it recommends, you have this slideshow and then a collection list and then some featured collections underneath it. Let's see if there's anything that doesn't show up with other themes. The image with text, that's just going to be your standard, image left and right with text, slideshow, featured products, newsletter map, rich text video. So and this is, it's just an embedded video. So it looks pretty standard as far as Shopify themes go. There's not really much, it does have the hover drop down, which is nice on the main menu. If we go back to this and we let's see how this looks like when we add a product to the cart or on the product page. Yeah, pretty standard product page. When we add to the cart, our shopping cart pops up as a little pop-up here. So there's probably no dedicated cart page on this theme. Honestly, I think that I don't know what necessarily, let's say if we go to here, what can we sort by? So it just has a sort, and then it has a shop by over here. So this is maybe the tags. So that's a little unique. I don't think Debut has something like this where you can sort by, where you can literally click and get the tags or whatever. So yeah, that's a little unique. But other than that, honestly, I think that, you'd probably be better off going with better off going Debut or Brooklyn with this type of site. If there's a firm reasoning why this is much better for large catalogs than either of those, I'd appreciate if you leave it in the comment section. But overall, I'd say this is a decent theme. I'm not going to put it on the same level as these S tier themes because I think that there's better themes up here that would accomplish the same thing. It's pretty versatile. I'm going to give it an A because I think it's definitely better than things like Minimal, Boundless, Simple. Definitely better than Express, but it's just not up with these top tier themes. All right, guys, so we're in the home stretch here. The final theme that I want to review today is the Venture theme. So Venture is an interesting theme. It's one of my favorite themes, actually. You can see this one also, just like Supply, is built for large catalogs. This one has an interesting drop-down menu. You can actually show product images straight in the menu. Slideshow, pretty standard for most Shopify themes. Promotional banner, that's also the same. It's just the thing across the top. That's a lot of stores have that. Product filtering. This is like Debut, where you can actually just choose okay, this is best selling, sort products by alphabetically. There's different filters for it. So if we look at reviews of this, it's 46% positive. I like this theme a lot, to be honest. So I'm gonna have to disagree with these reviews, but there's 67 reviews, so there's a decent number of people using it. It's interesting because this is like a snowboarding store in the demo. If you know anything about the CEO of Shopify, he actually started the first company he started was a snowboard store, so I think this is sort of a throwback to, and I think it was called Snow Devil, if I remember correctly. Yeah, he launched a store called Snow Devil, so this is sort of a callback to that. You can see that there's actual product images featured in the dropdown. So this is the only free theme on Shopify that has this, so if you want this functionality on your site, you're either going to have to hire a coder to do it or code it yourself, or use this theme. Now you can see this is just some featured collections here. This is a featured collection with the products. This is another featured collection with products, and then they have the footer. Now let's see the different theme styles. So we have outdoors as well. This is once again going to have the products in the drop down. This is not a hover drop down. I do have a video discussing how you can, really simply with copy paste code, how you can create a hover drop down in Venture. This is a similar setup to the other one. Let's go to boxing, and it's probably gonna be a similar setup once again. Yep, same sort of menu. If we go to one of these products and we add these to our cart, let's see how that works. Yeah, so this is gonna have a dedicated cart page. You can go ahead and click the dedicated cart page. It'll take you there, and then you can check out, and all the checkouts are the same for all the themes as I mentioned previously. All right, so we're on my test site now. Let's just wait for it to load for a second, and yeah, we can see what sections we can add. So this has a ton of sections, probably a similar number to debut or something like that. We got custom HTML, blog post, collection list, feature collection. You can read through these. I'm looking if there's anything that sticks out. These logo lists are pretty nice. You'll see. Venture has this thing where it doesn't grid them like most of the logo lists do. If you have 7, it'll sort of align them in this centered way, which is nice. What else do we have? Multiple line blocks. It would be akin to like a gallery in debut. So it'd be like a gallery in debut, and these would have labels and links attached to them. Where were we? So then we have, what else? We have logo list. Yeah, we got that. Slideshow. Testimonials, text, and then the video is not going to be a full screen. Yeah, it's just an embedded video. So this is, it's all pretty standard stuff. I think the big draw here is basically the big draw on Venture is basically having the products up here in the actual menu. Because as I discussed, this is the only theme that does that. Other than that, you have a sort of a modern looking site. I tend to like Venture. It's sort of geared towards like sports, like a lot of sports stores, sports e-commerce stores will use it. I tend to agree with that. Just so if we go to ski, right, we can filter by like ski boots, bindings, skis, and then we can also sort by this. So I'm pretty sure this also has, like if we go to men's, these are all collections that we can filter by too. So when it says that it supports large catalogs, what it means is that it also has this drop down to filter by further collections once you're in a certain collection. If I have to rank Venture, I'm going to put it in the S tier. I think I'm going to put it, let's see. I think it's obviously more versatile than narrative. I put it up here. I might put it in front of debut actually, to be honest with you. Although, I don't know. These themes, like the thing is also with these themes is the more used a theme is, the more you're going to find like custom coding tutorials for it, the more you're going to find people that have made forum posts about it for support issues that you're going to have. So that's also something to keep in mind, guys. Like these top 3 themes that I've had, that I've listed here, they're good, and people recognize that, and there's a whole lot of people using them right now. So you're going to find it really easy to get support for these themes. So the final verdict is basically you have these are my 4 favorite themes. If you remember, this was basically either a clothing store or, it can be used for more general stuff. Debut was just general stuff. Venture, we said, was like sports, although I think you could probably do like more general stuff with it too. Narrative was like if you have a specific product, right? Or, a product and it has multiple variants, but it's all the same product, and you want just basically a really killer landing page for that product. Supply was for large catalog. It would work well for like if you had a bunch of gadgets you were selling or whatever. Minimal, I said that it was sort of a general thing. It's a little simple though. Boundless, I said the menus are annoying, so I wouldn't mess with it. But if you want to, go ahead. Simple, I just said forget about it. And Express, I said in the only case is like basically they had very niche cases that I don't think a lot of people run into. If I had to give some general advice about choosing a theme, guys, I would sort of, if I were you, I'd go through, anytime you're looking at a theme, I would go through, what I did. Like you look at the demo, you look at the reviews, look at what people are saying about it online, and then realize that like the theme you choose, you're probably going to end up customizing it in a lot of ways anyways. And so don't worry about choosing one of these themes like Debut. There's a ton of people that use Debut, but depending on the amount of customizations you do to it, your site could look radically different than someone else using Debut. So don't really worry about that, guys. As you start building your site and customizing your site, you're going to have a site that is unique to your brand. If you made it this far, give yourself a pat on the back, because this was, my longest video I've published yet. And on that note, if you guys enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate it if you leave a like. It really helps my channel. And, if you want to see more content like this, consider subscribing. And other than that, if you're just choosing a theme right now for your site, I really hope this video helped you. Also, I wanted to thank you guys for the 100 subscribers. And I've gotten tons of comments on my videos of people asking me like, can you do a video of this? Can you help me with this issue? And like, keep those comments coming, guys, because I really, I enjoy like doing this. I enjoy helping you guys with your sites. So yeah, I hope this video helped you guys choosing a theme for your site. And I'll see you in the next one, guys.